Hi friends, it's Monday morning and I thought I would take you along with me for a week of writing while I am working the night shift. It is my least favorite shift to work for very obvious reasons. I am a grandma. My bedtime is like 9:30. My shift doesn't end until 11 at the earliest and can go up until 7 a.m. at the latest. So that's gonna be my week. Love it. I haven't worked nights in a while, so I figured let's document the work that I can get done. I've made some really good writing progress that I will talk to you about later. Right now, it is 8:30. I am at the place that I like to go running. I'm gonna get my run out of the way. I for sure won't be running every day because I'm on call several days this week. So starting off with a run, and then we'll see what else that I get done during the week, depending on how dead I am. It's super wet, and it rained all night last night. It's potentially going to rain again in about an hour, or within the hour, something like that. So the sun is coming out though, so we'll see. It's not too bad out, so we're gonna try and get some running done, and then from there we'll get writing. I'm so excited. I have so much to tell you. Okay, let's do it. Friendly friends. It is now almost 10:30. Please excuse the whining in the background. Maverick is being a menace and is currently in exile. He is 100% fine. He's just mad that his brother is walking around and he is not. Right, Mavi? Yeah. Hush. The faces he's making when he's... Anyways, so I've gone on my walk, or my run. I went on a run, not a walk. Oh my gosh. Kicked my butt. It was great. I'm glad I did it. It did start raining at the end, which was phenomenal for cooling down because your girl was tired and the rain started and it was one of those moments. So yes, run is done. I'm staying at my mom's house right now because she's on a cruise for her birthday. Love that for her. But I'm at my mom's with my sisters, so I'm a little out of my normal element. So I need to go home because I forgot to bring my pillow, and her pillow was breaking my neck last night. So writing. I don't know exactly what to say for writing because I feel like the draft of this mafia romance is taking me so long, but I'm really happy with the project as a whole. And I know that's weird because romance is usually like they're short books. I don't know, it's taking me a really long time, but I'm happy with what I've written, and I'm more happy in the last couple weeks than I have been before. I basically am approaching the end of the story and some big stuff has happened, and writing has become more fun because the stuff is happening, which makes sense. But the stuff is only really happening on the weekend. I'm still writing every day what I can, but like the last 2 weeks in a row, I wrote 2 chapters last Sunday, and then I worked on chapter all week, every day, like every weekday, trying to get some writing done. And then last Sunday, wrote 2 chapters. And then I'm sure it's going to be the same thing going into this next week. I'm really struggling to write on work days. Write a lot on work days. Sorry, not, I am still writing. I am still making progress. So like, got to give myself props for that, but it's just really slow. And I'm used to writing a lot. I wrote 4,000 words yesterday, and honestly probably could have written more. I actually went to Toronto for half the day, came home, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do some writing, and I wrote 4,000 words. And then I was just looking at my writing, my word counts for the week, and it's like 500 words. One day I got like 112 words, or 1,000 words. Like, it's very slow going on weekdays. So I feel like that's just the reality of having a full-time job, and I know some people can manage it, but I just find at the end of the day, I really don't have the energy to do much. I am still trying to work out consistently. I am still trying to speak to people outside of my bedroom. So yeah, it just, the energy, the spoons, I don't have the spoons. So I'm interested to see how this week goes, because if everything goes well and I don't stay until 7 a.m., I will have time in the mornings before work to get my writing done. And then I go to work afterwards. So we'll see, hopefully, if I get more done, have, better writing energy, if I do it ahead of time. So that's the goal. We're gonna see how it goes. I'm on call 3 days this week. So there are 3 days where possibly I will not get up and write before work, but there are 2 other days where I just might do it, and also today. So actually 3 days that I will hopefully be able to get up and write. So I currently have a tea steeping. It's waiting for me, and I have some eggs on the stove, and my computer is open. I'm ready to get some writing done. I did something last night that was very mean to my characters. And now we gotta see what the aftermath is. I'm very excited. The notes I have for this chapter are a bit vague, so I'm a little nervous. I read it over last night before I went to bed, and I was hoping like something would come to me in my dreams. It didn't. So yeah, we're just gonna sit down. I'm gonna have my tea. I'm gonna reread like half of the chapter that I wrote yesterday just to get myself back in it, and then see what we can get done. I just finished writing chapter 36, I believe. Chapter 36. It was short. One of my shorter chapters, actually. I feel like because I didn't actually plan what was going to happen, it's a bit of a transition chapter for this character. Sure, I'm trying to talk. Anyways, so yeah, I wrote chapter 36. Very happy, making good progress. I am 1,572 words into today. I'm also really tired. I think it's the silence in here. It's deafening, which is usually a good thing, but it's just making me a little bit sleepy. And I'm debating, do I want to try and take a power nap before work, or will that ruin my day further? Not sure. I'm not really a napper. It's a skill that I never acquired, and I usually just lay there, and then I'm frustrated that I didn't do something while I was laying there, which I know is like a toxic productivity kind of mindset, but here we are. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna look at chapter 37, the notes that I've written, and see if I can get a couple words on the page, just so I'm not starting from scratch when I write, I guess, tomorrow. But yeah, made some good progress so far, 1,500 words, and got a chapter done. I'm pretty happy.
First 03 start since 2011.
Okay, it is 11:30, or just after 11:30. I'm home from work, and I got a lot done today. I finished 2 chapters, which is super awesome. And I forget what my word count is. I think I'm sitting around 4,500 words for today. I forgot to look before I closed my computer last. But I'm making really good progress. I have a delusional goal of being done this book by Thursday. I still have way too many chapters for that to be possible, but I have not officially removed it from my calendar or moved it to a different day on my calendar. But today just felt like, oh, maybe if this continues, maybe it would be possible, but I don't think it's possible. So yeah, I got 2 chapters done today, chapter 36 and 37 of 46 currently. I keep basically splitting chapters, 1 because they're getting too long, but 2 because they reach a good point where it feels like I could end the chapter and then continue in the next one, and it would feel like it adds suspense instead of just making it extra long. So I've done that a couple times. I think it originally only had 44 chapters. Now I have 46 planned chapters. So not terrible, but am I boring you? Oh my goodness. Life is rough. Tough crowd. Anyways, wow. Excuse you. Aw. Oh. So many babies. Anyways, I need to go to bed. I'm on call tonight, so I gotta sleep while I have the chance. But very happy with the writing I did. And I started chapter 38. The dogs are in the way. I started chapter 38, and it went in a little bit of a different direction than I was imagining, but I think it's really good. And will be a good moment. Oh my Lord, will be a good moment of self-reflection that this character has been avoiding since the things went down a few chapters ago. So I think it'll be a good lead-in, and I'm excited to finish writing it tomorrow. So have a great night. Hopefully I get to stay in my bed all of this well. Bye.
Days. And Penny, why are you staring at me? Listen, I know I'm a few payments behind, but tell your mom the money's on the way. All right, class. Today we're gonna... If you don't care about your life, just say that.
Morning, friends. It is Wednesday. I don't know if I actually updated at all yesterday, but I got some good work done. I did not finish another chapter, which I'm a little bit disappointed in, but I'm super close. I wrote 2,928 words yesterday, which is really good for a work day. And then I'm working on chapter 38, I think. I'm literally at the very end of it, and I actually like opened the computer when I got home from work yesterday and was gonna try and finish it. But I was really tired, first of all. And I have to make a fight happen. And it's, when I first was starting to write this chapter, the fight seemed a little bit silly, especially for like the situation that they're in. And I still don't think that the fight is like not silly. But it does need to happen. It's a really big like part of the end of the book. I need to make it happen, and it's about to happen. I've done a lot of the work, but I couldn't last night. Like, I was just too tired. My brain was like, no, we need to do this on a different day. So it's Wednesday morning, and we're gonna finish this chapter and then start the next one, which I'm super excited for. The next one is just a continuation of the fight, from the male point of view, with some interesting twists and turns. But I need the fight to start first so that I can worry about that after. So yeah, I am going to get writing. I have a tea steeping, so I'm going to go make that actually before I start. And then we'll get to work. Also, I don't know if anybody on here watches Alice in Borderland, but the new season comes out tomorrow. I'm so excited. I had intention to rewatch the whole show, and I never did, so that might be something I do this weekend. I have a hair appointment on Saturday, so I'm thinking that might be my day. I just sit there, because that's all I'm going to do anyways, is sit there and watch Alice in Borderland. It's a great show. It just popped up on my calendar app. That's why I'm so excited. I put it in my calendar. So anyways, let's get to work. Hello, friendly friends. It is noon, and I am out of the house, which is great. It is a beautiful, gloomy day. Supposedly supposed to thunderstorm later, which is a bit of a shame because later I will be at work. But I digress. It's fine. I needed to run to the pharmacy, so I did that. And I also got an email today that a library book that I tried to get out months ago has arrived. So it's waiting for me in the library, so I'm parked outside right now. I'm gonna go grab it. It is actually the book club book that I'm supposed to have read by next Friday. So have to do a little bit of a speed read. I actually got the book as an audiobook from the library as well within the last few days. So I'm just gonna do a little dual method of reading. I can read faster when I have the physical book and I listen to the audiobook, so I'm gonna do that. Oh, but I actually left. Sorry. This is a writing vlog. I left because I finished chapter 38. Yay! I can't remember what chapter I'm working. There's a lot of people walking around here. It's making me uncomfortable. But anyways, I finished chapter 38. I think I was right that the fight needed to happen, but the way I had planned it to happen was not the vibe. So I figured it out. I just followed my heart, and I think it's better. My character does need to draw somebody into this fight that is not currently involved, but I already kind of have ideas on how to do that, so it's all good. I'm excited. I'm gonna get that one started, the next chapter, started. And yeah, we'll see how much I can get done before I go to work. My friend is actually driving me today because we are both on evenings and we are both on call. So she's gonna drive me today. Just gonna write until she comes and grabs me. But first, the library. Okay, I'm home. I have acquired the library book, God of the Woods by Liz Moore. Moore? Something. I looked and I'm like 8 pages in based off of the audiobook. Killing it. got a library book, went to the pharmacy, and now it's time to do some writing. Chapter 39. Hi, friends. I apologize for looking a little bit rough. I feel a little bit rough. I had a very long night. It's Thursday and it's almost 2:30 in the afternoon. It's after 2:30 in the afternoon. Yeah. Work last night just to make up for the fact that Monday and Tuesday were great. Wednesday was not so great. Worked straight through the night, which is fine. Makes time pass a little bit faster. But then we went home and I had this feeling that we were gonna get called back. And I did. We got called back into work around 1 o'clock in the morning. And then we worked, I didn't punch out until 6 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I'm very tired. I have been up for like an hour and a half. And I'm gonna be honest, I really don't feel like writing. My head is killing me. I think it's a mixture of being tired and the weather is not great outside. It's been like all week rainy and cloudy. This kind of weather usually messes with my head a little bit. I will hopefully do some writing later this evening, but right now I think I just need to recover a little bit. I did write a little over 1,800 words yesterday, so I finished chapter 38 and got like 1,000 words into chapter 39, which I'm excited for. I think I might have said that already yesterday. I don't know. What is time? I don't know. Anyways, so I wrote 1,800 words yesterday, which is pretty good. I feel like even though yesterday was bad, I've had like a really good writing week overall, so I'm not super upset about it, but I'm exhausted and don't really think I'm in the headspace to write right now. So I think I'm going to clean, which sounds weird, but I'm at my mom's house and my sisters have been running the roost. Ruling the roost, that's the actual thing. Ruling the roost while I've been away at work, and it kind of shows. So I'm gonna clean up a little bit because that's a little bit mindless, and have some breakfast. Then we'll see what I get done later. Alice in Borderland is also out today, so I might watch some of that, or I might watch some of the previous season, like the last couple episodes, something like that. And then writing will happen. Eventually, when I feel more alive. So, anyways, toodaloo.
My name is Lady Jung. I am a soon-to-be traditionally published science fiction and fantasy author. My debut novel, Mom's Blood, comes out fall 2026 from Bloomsbury in the US and Del Rey in the UK.
Hi friends, we are in the car doing an update. I apologize if you can hear the rumble of my vehicle. I didn't really want to turn it off again to do the update. If you have noticed anything different, I just went and picked up glasses. They're real glasses, which is crazy to me. And they are my first pair ever. which is a little bit scary. I was literally, they just handed them to me and they're like, yeah, they look like they fit. See you later. And I was like, okay, how do you take, I don't know how to take care of glasses. I mean, I feel like obviously it's self-explanatory, but I was just cleaning them off because I took them off and I was like, oh, there's something on the lens and scary. I don't want to leave fingerprints and whatever. My mom always complains that her glasses are dirty. I've never experienced this before. So I'm like going through a bit of a crisis because I put the glasses on and I was like, wow. Is my vision actually that bad and I'm just used to it? I'm literally walking around because it's the places in the mall, and I'm walking around the mall going, and I'm like, I don't know if my eyes have just super adjusted or my vision was that bad. Like I can't, like I can still see, but it's like crystal clear. And I like never really had a problem. The reason I asked for the glasses is because at nighttime when I'm reading, my eyes get tired. And that's when my vision gets blurry. Obviously, if your eyes are tired, you should probably just stop. But I don't. And then also at nighttime, driving, the glare of the lights is really hard on my eyes. So these glasses have anti-glare. This guy's walking back again. I have social anxiety filming shit in person. In public, I mean, kind of gives me the ick, but I'm trying so hard. Okay, friends, I'm somewhere new with sunglasses on instead of my other glasses. But the point that I was making is that I thought that these were going to be fake glasses. Like, I'm going to wear them at nighttime when my eyes are tired and when I'm driving at night so that the glare is not that bad, because I got anti-glare on the glasses. And then I put them on and I'm like, oh, maybe I should be wearing these all the time. Like I said, my vision, like when I went and got my eye test, like I have 20/20 vision, it's fine, but also it could be better apparently. So I've got glasses, it's great. While I was there, I went to the bookstore, and I have been trying so hard and doing so good with not buying books that I hadn't pre-ordered, but here we are. So I'm gonna preface this by saying I went with the intention of purchasing one book. I knew I had to buy this book. I am actually like on the wait list for the library, but it's popular and new. I think it's new this year, and the wait list is so long. And there's a couple ladies at work, the ladies that I read, not The Martian, Project Hail Mary. We're gonna read this book as our like little book club thing for October, and I know I'm not gonna get the book by October. Watch, it's gonna come through on like my birthday or something. But anyways, so I went to get this book, When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. This will actually be my first Nat Cassidy read ever. I have a TBR, for a horror TBR that I'm gonna film sometime soon. It'll probably come up after this video. But I think I have 2 Nat Cassidy books, or this one, and then this, Nestlings, and Rest Stop, which I think is like novella length. It's not actually a novel, but I really am super excited for this, and we are gonna read it together. So I was like, I have to buy this one. They're gonna use their Audible credits to get it. I don't have Audible. I don't want to pay for Audible. I'm just gonna have the physical book. So I got that one. Then, I'm gonna be honest, social media sold me on this book. The author was posting about it, and I really liked Butcher and Blackbird. So, I've got Tourist Season by Brynne Weaver. I have not read any of the other books, Leather and Lark, and oh my gosh, I can't remember the third one. Something in Sparrow, Scythe and Sparrow. There you go. I remember things. I have not read them. I have intention to read them. I've heard mixed things in my friend group about which ones are the best, but I enjoyed the first one. I'm going to read the others, and now we've got tourist season to try out as well. This is a signed copy. I did not go with the intention of purchasing signed copies, but I have 2 from this one book haul. So got a little signature in there, and it has stickers on the front, which should be illegal. I'm gonna have to get some tweezers to get them off and hopefully not ruin the book. Again, should be illegal, but here we are, putting stickers on books. And then this one was an impulse buy that I don't regret, because I have intention to read all of this author's books. I believe this is the 3rd, and it's like a 0.5 book. Like you have book 1, book 2, book 1.5, whatever. I believe that's what this is. And it is Among the Burning Flowers by Samantha Shannon. This is also a signed copy, which don't know how that came to be, but it was there and I said, why not? Priory of the Orange Tree is one of the books that I am aiming to finish. It won't be this year, but it will hopefully be one of the first ones that I read in 2026. It is massive, it is terrifying, and I'm gonna get through it. I also own the second book, which I cannot think of what the name is. I'll pop it up on the screen because I can't remember. And then now I have Among the Burning Flowers. So very excited for that one. And the last book, remember this, I only went for 1 book. I have 4. Spent too much money, but I'm calling it a pre-birthday gift because I had actually intended to buy myself some books for my birthday. My birthday is in a couple weeks. I think it's a week and a half at this point. But this last book, I had to debate a little bit, mostly because the first book that I read, first of all, I didn't think that there was going to be a sequel. This is weird to me a little bit. But the first book, I really had mixed feelings on. I was going to say I really liked, but I had mixed feelings. I actually, like, before I bought this book, I went and read my review. I don't write like actual reviews very often, which I know is not really a good thing, but I usually just rate them and move on. But I actually wrote a review for this one, and I can literally see in my review like that I am conflicted. There are so many good things about the first book and so many things that I had issues with, pacing issues. Sometimes, like, I find especially with horror, literary horror is really like taking off, or I'm just seeing more of it lately, and I definitely think this book, the first book, falls into it, and I'm assuming the second one will too. But some issue that I have is with literary horror is that it feels occasionally convoluted, and like sometimes the writing doesn't actually serve the story. Does that make sense? I don't know if it makes sense. Anyways, the book I'm talking about is Bunny by Mona Awad, and I picked up the sequel, We Love You, Bunny. I actually stood in front of it, contemplated, walked away, went back, read my review, walked away, and then came back. I decided I gave Bunny a 3.5. And then I think I round, because Goodreads doesn't do 0.5, doesn't do halves or quarters. Fix your shit, Goodreads. But I rounded it up to a 4 or whatever. Which is a good sign, because usually if I didn't like it, I would round it down, which is not very nice of me, but I would round it down. So I know that I didn't hate it, but I had issues, okay? And I don't know what this second book, like the premise of the book is that the main character from Bunny has written a book about the bunnies and has become this big author, famous person, and then the bunnies kidnap her to explain their side of things. I'm unsure, okay, but I bought it, so we're gonna see how it is. It is also on my horror TBR. The TBR is from Sarah at Wicked Reading. I will link her down below in her announcement video, and then I will also hopefully be able to update with my own TBR in the description below. Thank you for listening to me ramble for 11 minutes. I'll see you at home to write. Okay, friends, another car update. It is almost 4:30 in the evening, afternoon, whatever. And I have gotten some good writing done. I think that's right. What is English anyways? I've done some good writing. I think I'm sitting a little over 1,800 words for the day so far. I think I only did like 2 50-minute sprints, which I like, but also feel like it's a little bit long for me. I was watching like one of those study with me videos where the lady does like 50 minutes on, 10 minutes off. So I basically just watched one of those, but it is a little bit long. I think like the 30 to 35 minute range works for me. 50 is a little bit much. I do need like a bit of buffer time to like get into the flow, but 50 minutes might be a bit too long. Anyways, I've done about 1,800 words. I am making really good progress in this chapter. My character is fighting. She's in that fight that I said she needed to be in. And I figured out how the person that she wants to be in the fight is going to come into the fight. However, she doesn't actually want him in the fight. Like the way that it's going to happen, he's going to insert himself into the fight and it'll go wrong. But I figured out what I'm going to do. I'm just kind of working my way through it. I don't think I'm the best action writer, so it is a little bit slow, but it's okay, I think. So far, it's a first draft, so it doesn't really matter. But I will hopefully be finished this chapter today and then maybe start another one. That would be nice. Basically, I don't know what I want to do for this weekend. I'm on vacation as of tonight. Like, this is my last day of work before vacation, whatever. Then I'm off for 2 weeks. So I am going to do like a pretending I'm a full-time writer kind of deal for a couple days next week and do some cafe hopping and whatnot. But I don't know what I want to do for this weekend. My problem is I need no distractions. And I really want to watch Alice in Borderland. So I'm like kind of wondering if I should just watch Alice in Borderland this weekend so it's kind of out of my system and then go from there. I would really like to finish my first draft. I was aiming to finish it by today so that I had a couple days off and then could begin like my reread plans for draft 2 kind of thing. But that didn't happen, and that's okay because we're working through it and it's all good. I reached out to an editor yesterday to ask about a sample edit. I have another one that I've already reached out to about a sample edit. So I'm just kind of slowly making my way through this authoring thing and figuring it out as I go. Overall, I'm very happy with what I'm writing. I feel like I've really found the story as I've gone through it. The book as a whole is way too long, like just 100% needs to be cut in half minimum. But a lot of it was me finding my way through. I've never written a romance novel before and all of that. So I feel like I've found the story, especially in this last quarter of the book. I have a really clear picture of where I want the story to go and what needs to happen. And I was even, a lot of the time I procrastinate by reading back what I've already written, and I can already see places, like whole scenes that need to be cut because they're no longer relevant. Like when I originally started, I was going to just write, and as things changed, I was going to keep my train of thought, like my original train of thought, and just make notes for this needs to change, this needs to change, this needs to change. And I'm like, no, I'm just going to save myself the trouble and change things as I'm writing. And then I'll just need to fix the beginning instead of rewriting the whole book, basically. So I'm writing like I have already made the changes to the story. Basically, whatever I end up with at the end is correct, and I will just have to fix the beginning. So it does mean that this draft is very messy because I went through basically 3 iterations of what I thought the story was going to be. So the beginning is different from the middle, and the middle is different from the end, but the end is correct, and I'm really happy with it, and I know it's right because I'm writing it so much easier. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm also roasting, so I'm going to end this update. My sister and I went to the grocery store already, and we picked everything that we wanted for this cheesecake concoction thing that she's making, and got to the till, and they announced overhead that their machines were down and they could only do cash, and I don't carry cash ever. It kind of grosses me out. As somebody who worked at a grocery store in high school, I don't really like handling physical monies, which I know is a bad thing in the grand scheme of the universe. And I should have cash on me, but I don't. And I don't know if that will ever change. So we have to go to a different grocery store. She went in by herself this time. Hopefully all is well. I'm waiting. We'll see. Anyways, if it goes well, I'll show you what she makes. And I'll be writing. Toodaloo. It's only been like 2 seconds since I updated. But as I was doing that last update, that the editor that I reached out to for the sample edit emailed me back, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I like the vibe of this person a lot. I just think they're giving best friend energy, and I kind of love it. So we'll see how it goes. Not jinxing it, but I haven't actually worked with this person, but I just like the way that they communicate. It's very on par with the way I communicate. So we'll see how it goes. I am not editing this video yet because I did not finish that chapter. I'm ending this video when I finish the chapter. I was working on it last night. I did a really good job with what I wrote last night, but I'm not done, so I'm gonna finish it today and end this video today on Saturday. Clearly, I got my hair done. I love it. It took a really long time. It's 4 o'clock. I went at 9. That is par for the course. It was worth it. I love it. It's cute. Like I assumed that I was going to, I did in fact watch the entire season of Alice in Borderland today. Unsure how I feel about it. I need to let it sit for a little bit longer. I kind of want to say I'm disappointed, but yeah, I'm unsure. But I did watch the whole thing, so that distraction is gone, thankfully. Currently, I am going to pick up my sisters, and we're going to go for some ice cream. They don't know that yet, but I know that. We're going for ice cream. And then we are going to get back to writing. By the way, I was uploading these clips, and I noticed in almost all of them, I'm wearing the exact same sweater. I swear my clothes are changing underneath. But I brought a cardigan and one cardigan, one sweater to my mom's house, and I'm just too lazy to go to my dad's house, which is not that far, and get another sweater. So I've been just putting this one on over top of my clothes whenever I am cold. I promise you, my clothes are clean. Anyways, ice cream, writing, and then we'll finish the video. Hi friends, it is Sunday morning and I'm here to wrap up this vlog. I did finish chapter 39 last night, which I'm super happy about, and I wrote almost 1,000 words in chapter 40. I'm about to write a really big reveal, so I'm very excited to write chapter 40. I basically like built up to this thing happening last night and I'm like, okay, I need to go to bed and I'll just pick it up in the morning. Chapter 39 is done and my work week plus Saturday is also done. So I'm going to close out this vlog. I did a little bit of math and for the Monday through Saturday work week, I did not write on Thursday, so I tacked on Saturday, I guess. I wrote 15,057 words and I finished 4 chapters of my book, which is amazing for a work week for me, especially a work week as of late. So I am very, very happy with the progress that I made. And yeah, I'm actually on vacation as of now. So we'll see if I can keep this momentum going and actually finish the book. That is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me and getting some work done with me. I think this was a little bit of like an eclectic random vlog around my work, but I had fun and I got a lot of work done and I appreciate you spending some time with me. There will be more videos coming soon. I am going to film today at least 1 video, maybe 2. So there will be more things coming on the channel. I'm filming while I have the urge, the desire. So keep a lookout. Please like and subscribe if you liked and would like to subscribe. And I will see you somewhere on the internet. Bye.